After taking over 3,000 SMMA sales calls, building 5 agencies, and serving over 550 service-based clients, I started to document all of my learnings so you can learn the easy way instead of doing everything by trial and error. Now, in this video, I want to talk about how with our brand new agency that we're starting this month, we were able to book 8 meetings in, I think it was literally 2 business days. So I'm going to break down in this video exactly how we did that, the steps that we took. There was about 4 to 5 steps. So if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe. We're really wanting to build the channel so that we can have the impetus to keep creating content. So with that in mind, let's jump into the content. So the first thing when building this agency is we had a very particular idea about what type of niche we wanted to serve. Now, I just want to preface this with the fact that the most important thing that you will decide is your niche. Now, there's a old rule called the 49, 41, 20 rule. And basically, 41, 39, 20 rule. And what that rule is basically 41% of the effectiveness of your campaign is going to be the audience that you decide to serve. So if you work in a saturated niche, or if you work in a niche that has very low demand, it's going to be very hard for you to be successful because there isn't that real demand, or there's so many agency owners already serving that niche that you're going to have to come in with a super strong offer. So it's sort of like a pendulum where if you pick a good audience, you don't have to have a crazy offer. And so just to preface this, so that the 41, 39, 20 rule basically states that 41% of your success in a campaign is your audience, 39% is the offer, 20% is the copy or sales / marketing effort. So like the whiz bang, the hook, the angle, all that's in the copy, right? Still matters, but it's not as important as the audience. So the first thing is we had a predefined audience. Now you're probably thinking, well, what is the audience? Well, we don't want to create competitors for ourselves, so we're not going to share what the audience is. However, we do share the audience in a little documentary series we're running. If you click the link in the description, you'll be able to access the back end, the behind the scenes videos of how we're building this agency from scratch. Quite lengthy videos. So if you actually just want to cut to the chase, just click the link below. But this video, I'm going to give you the tools that you need in the overview so that you can just start it straight away. So if you want to go deep, click the link below. If you just want to get the information quickly and implement, watch this video. So the first thing, once we decided on the audience, is you need to have a good offer. Now, there's a really easy way there's such an easy framework to put together offers. Like it's ridiculous. The first thing is you need to talk to your market. So you need to get on calls, emails, whatever, actually get a statistically significant amount of data. So talk to at least 30 people in your market and ask them, hey, what is it that you want? What type of jobs do you want? What type of services are you looking to get more of? And then start to get a sense of what people actually want in your market. What most people do is they try and figure stuff out without actually talking to their market, which is insane. Like, you want to actually know what people want, who you're serving. So just ask them. So that's the first thing, is when you're putting together your offer, make sure that you understand what your market wants. The second thing is you need to have a promise. So every single offer, no matter what anybody tells you, it must have a promise, or what I like to call a bottom line outcome. So bottom line outcome is the result that people pay for. So you need to figure out what is the result. You've got to understand that if I'm buying a ticket to, say, Saudi Arabia, I just want to get to Saudi Arabia. Yes, it is important how I get there. Obviously, I don't want to go there on a warplane or on a canoe. I want to have a comfortable ride, but ultimately the goal is I need to get there in a certain time frame. So what people make the mistake is they think that they're going to sell the person on the plane ride instead of the destination. So ultimately people buy an outcome. People don't buy a process. People buy an outcome. Although the process can support the outcome, it's always the process that supports the outcome, and definitely not the other way around, right? Okay, so once you've got the outcome, then you need to have a process. Now you can call this a unique process, and then if you want to make it even more fancier, you can use what's called a unique mechanism. Now, a unique mechanism is basically a way or reason why your process is more effective in a nutshell versus your competitors. So a really good example could be we do TikTok ads. Now, the reason that TikTok ads works better than everything else out there is because we target Gen Z. And so it's a lot easier to tap into that audience with TikTok, and therefore that is our mechanism. That is a perfect example of a mechanism, and it would work if you genuinely were targeting Gen Z. So that is really the offer in a nutshell. You want promise, you want, now I can't even remember. Yeah, you basically want promise and process. There was something else in there that I couldn't remember, but it's promise and process ultimately. Okay, so number 2 is your ads. So the ad is basically the message or the tip of the spear of engaging with your market and getting a response. So this is where you need to get direct response marketing going. And that's the whole point of direct response marketing, is you want to put something out there that's going to get a response back. So to have good direct response marketing, this can be through, we actually did it through ads, but you can do it through email, you can do it through DMs, whatever. You want to have a very strong offer and a very strong hook. So the way that we do this is we typically have the framework where we have calling out the audience and then directly addressing their problem and then introducing the solution, or directly introducing a no-brainer offer after we call out the audience. Now that's exactly what we did with this, and we are currently getting $20 cost per book calls in Australian currency, which is about $13 US, which is insane. If you know anything about running a book a call funnel, $13 US for a book a call funnel is insane. Actually, I've just got to quickly check. I reckon we got our first sales call on this offer in 30 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. But basically, yeah, so $20 cost per call is insane. And that's what we were able to get with this particular offer. Now, the next thing is we ran it through a funnel. Now, the reason that funnels work, you can use lead forms as well. Lead forms can work almost just as well, sometimes not as well, because the lead quality is going to be a little bit lower. However, we do actually recommend it for most people to start with, because it just helps you get data quickly and figure out which creative works best. Now, we have a very low friction funnel. So what that means is we didn't spend 2 months building it. We didn't have all these crazy whiz-bang things. We keep it very simple, direct, clean, and professional, right? So we ran a already a proven funnel, and we had it go straight to a booking page, and people booked in. And that's literally it. Now, you might be thinking, well, what made the difference? The biggest needle movers, there's a constellation of things that you need to look at here, but the biggest needle movers is the audience that you decide to pick. It is the way that you construct your offer, so making sure that you've got a very strong bottom line outcome or promise, and then a very strong process to explain how that works, because you can get a lot of people on a call with a strong bottom line outcome, but if you don't have a strong process, people are not going to believe you. So that's a really good kind of study. If you think about it, you get people in with belief and emotion and excitement, but then to actually get people to buy, you need to satisfy their logical brain or the analytical brain with the process. So it's like, that makes sense. So that's how I'm going to get there, right? So you got to have the claim, which is the anchor. The promise is the anchor of the whole thing, but then the process explains to the person how they're going to get there. Now, the last thing here, which I'm not going to go into, is the pitch deck, because that's kind of not super relevant at this point. That's sort of the next stage. But hopefully that helped. If you guys have any questions, click the link below. And if you want to see me break down step by step exactly how we're building this agency in a more detailed way, click the link. And anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.